Right, as you can see, it is the Excel question is about a particular small business organization, which is the Doolittle small business organization. So what they're saying is, since there are few employees, they use a simple electronic worksheet to prepare their monthly payroll, right? So a part of the worksheet used for this purpose is shown below, right? So it explains the things on the Excel sheet, like, so we got the Doolittle organization, the one organization name over here, right? Hold on a second, people. Oh, yes. Yeah, this is being zoomed. Hold on, people. I need to zoom this out, otherwise people feel very uncomfortable with this. Saran, today what I'm planning is like finishing the 2009 and finish up the very last part of the last lesson. We have some things left with the lesson as well. So I'm planning to finish that, and then we can continue the paper sessions or discussion sessions until the exam happens, right? So that's my plan. So let's see, right? Okay. So you can see the organization name is there, Doolittle organization, and the payment and the financial year, they have specified that, right? Payments in not the year, actually the month, May 2009, right? And they have said the normal working hours over here, right over here, right? And at the latter part, they have employee code name, hours worked, hourly rate, OT hours, and total pay. Now, when you are having this kind of a Excel sheet, it's better you understand how the things happens. Now, here they have given you the explanation about how the payroll has happened over here as well. It says the employee of this organization are normally working on the basis of 40 hours per week. So normally they work 40 hours per week, right? That is what they have mentioned over here in D3 cell. The normal hourly rates of the payment or the hourly rate for each employee is indicated in the range D5 to D10. So D5 to D10, yeah, this particular things indicates what's the normal pay rate, like how much they will get paid per hour when they are within the normal working hours. Yeah. Then it says Saturdays and Sundays are considered as extra working days, and the overtime rate is calculated 1/2 of the normal hourly rate. After calculating the grand total, the accountant draw out the amount in cash from the bank. So OT rate, they have given you the OT rate over here. And how this was calculated? The normal rate or the hourly rate for a normal hour is being multiplied by 1.5. Then it is being calculated over here, right? So that is the OT rate, and this is the OT hours, right? So how the total pay is going to happen? So like hourly rate will be multiplied by the normal hourly normal working hours, and then OT rate will be calculated by the OT hours, right? So this is the total hours they have worked during the week, right? During the month actually, right? Hold on. Here, are they talking about a week kind of a thing or a month kind of a thing? Hold on. Yeah, it seems they are doing the calculation just for a week, right? Yes. So the first question that they're asking is, state the formula that should be written in cell E5. Cell E5 means what? The things which is right over here. Cell E5, in order to calculate the rate of overtime, right, overtime, right? So the OT rate, and they have said your formula should produce the values indicated in column E when it is copied to E6 to E10 cell ranges, right? So that means whatever that you are going to write here are going to copy for these places. So it should show the OT rate accordingly when you are copying the formula. So why something like that is given? Because you have to figure out whether you are going to use absolute cell reference or relative cell reference, right? That is according to the requirement. Okay, now how we are going to calculate the OT hours, or like the OT rate? The normal hourly rate will be multiplied by 1.5 or like 1.5, right? So that will be the easy way of doing that, right? So for this, it's going to be equals what? D5 multiplied by 1.5, right? So that will give you the idea, or that will give you the value of the OT rate of E5. So let's check with the marking scheme as well. Yeah, they have given it in two different ways, D5 into 3 divided by 2 or D5 into 1.5. So 2 marks can be given for that. Then in the second one, they asked, using cell references only, state the formula that should be written in cell F5 in order to calculate the hours of overtime. So F5 means where? Right over here, right? So they are asking us to write the formula using only cell references. That means no concrete values can be involved. Concrete values means like the values like this. Now here I have taken one cell reference and a one concrete value. So here they are saying do not use any concrete values, only the cell references, right? So I have to calculate this. And again, it says your formula should produce the value indicated in column F when it is copied to F6 to F10. So these should be happens once this is being copied to downwards here. Now here you have to be very careful, because these OT hours are calculated like reducing the normal working hours per week from the hours worked. So hours worked will be differ from line to line, but normal working hours will not differ. It's just a fixed place, right? So normally to calculate this six over here, I have to say, okay. Give me a second, I'm coming, give me a second. A minute, right? So you can write what? The total working hours are in the C5. It should be reduced. D4 should be, D3 actually, should be reduced by C5. But the problem is we are going to copy this from F6 to F10. So when you are doing that, this D3 should not change, right? So for that reason, I can modify this formula. If my D3 should not get changed, we know like when we are copying downwards the one particular column, it's the number that's going to change. So if you say this like in this manner, D$3 will be a correct answer, right? So for F5, it is C5 minus D$3. Or someone else can say this has C5 minus $D$3. That is also correct, but it's no point of having dollar at the left of the D because D is not going to change. Why it is not going to change? Because it is copied on a one single column. So when the column is not changing, that means letter is not going to change, right? So both the answers are correct, right? So any one of the answer will have 3 marks, right? This got 2 marks for you. Here you are going to have 3 marks for any one of these, right? And if we look at the marking scheme, they gives you the same thing. And as the third one, it says, using cell references only, state the formula that should be written to cell G5 in order to calculate the total payments, right? Right over here, the total payments. Now, how the total payment is going to happen? Like this hourly rate should multiplied with what? With the normal hourly rate, then should add the answer of OT hours multiplied with the OT rate, right? So they are asking the value for G5 right over here. So as you can see, this 9,800 has happened 200 into 40 plus 300 into 6, right? So this gives you 8,000. This gives you 1,800. That is how 9,800 happens, right? So that should be there in your answer. And it says, have they say, yes, it says using cell references only, it says, right? So how we are going to do this? We can say equals, generally it's going to be D5 multiplied by D$3. Why I'm taking D$3? Because it says the same thing. Your formula should produce the values indicated in column G when it is copied from G6 to G10. So D5 should multiply with D$3, and each and every hourly rate is multiplied with this particular place. So this place should be an absolute cell reference. So D5 into D$3 plus, then what? E5 into F5, right? E5 into F5, right? This can be written like this as well. $D, $3 plus E5 multiplied by F5, right? So if you got the answer, again, any one of the answers, you can have 3 marks, right? So let's see the marking scheme as well. Yeah, they have missed the D$3 part. It should be the $1, people, right? Otherwise, D3 is going to change, right? So one of these are going to be the answer, right? And the very last one, it is asking, using cell references only, state the formula that should be written in cell G11 in order to calculate total money drawn from the bank for the payment. That means G11 means this, right? So you can have what? The starting value is going to be the G5 cell, right? So you can say equal G5 plus, G6 plus, G7 plus, G8 plus, G9 plus, G10, right? So since they have said formula, right, it's better you go with equal sign. I will. I will, Monica. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Right. And people, they have said sum is also possible. Right. I'm coming to slow. Right. I'll doubt about that using surface only state the formula that should mean. Yeah, since they have said formulas can be equations and functions both. Yeah, never mind. Take equal sum G5 colon G10 as well, right? So for this part, you will be taking 2 marks. All right, see how many you got out of 10, and give me a second, people. I'll be right back. Right. So how about it? Who got 10 out of 10? Well done, Binali. Right. Okay. Okay, Saran. So learn the mistakes, right? All right. So moving to the fourth question. Anyone who has done the fourth question? All right. Okay, okay. 2 have done. And 3, I guess. 4. All right, great, great. Right, so the fourth one. The given flowchart models the generation of some numbers in a certain range. Write the first 3 and the last 3 numbers that it generates. Right, so you have to be careful. Right, when they say something like this, you have to be very keen to take the first 3 and the last 3, and you have to learn how the pattern works. Right. Okay, so let's hand trace this and see what's going to happen. Right, so it is starting. So I'm going to do the hand trace right over here at the left. So it is starting, x is equals to 1. So I'm drawing my hand trace table over here, x equals to 1. And they say t is equals to 1 as well. So t is equals to 1. So start happens, x equals to 1 happens, t equals to 1 happens. Then it says display t. So that means my output, the display. So it's going to indicate 1. Then it says x equals x plus 1. This means increase x by 1. So I'm going to increase x by 1. So x is 2. Then again it says t equals t plus x. That means 2 plus 1, because x is 2, t is 1, 2 plus 1 will happen. So t will become 3. We are adding the value of x to t and then reassign total to the t again. Then it is saying whether t is larger than 50. So t is not larger than 50. So then we goes again and it is asked to display t. So we are going to display 3. Right. So then we have to see how it happens. It is asking about first 3 and last 3 numbers. Right. So let's continue the flow chart. Right. So now display t has happened and x will be increased by 1, again 3. T will be added with x, 3 plus 3 is 6. And t is not larger than 5. So still we are on the no path. So it is displaying t again. So 6 will be displayed. And x will be increased by 1. So x will become 4. T is added to x. 4 plus 6 is 10. So t will be 10. And still it is not larger than 50. So that will be displayed once it reaches over here. Then again x will be increased by 1. 4 will become 5. T will be added to x. 10 plus 5 is 15. Then it is larger than 50. So comes here, displays t, 15. X is increased by 1, 6. 15 plus 6 will happen. So t will be 21. So still it is, the condition is larger than 50. So displaying t will happen. So 21 will be displayed. Then x will be increased by 1, 7. T will be added to the x. 21 plus 7 is 28. Then still t is larger than 50. So that means display t will happen. So 28. So x will be increased by 1, 8. 28 plus 8 is 36. Still 36 is larger than 50. I'm sorry, 36 is not larger than 50. So it goes on the no path again. Displays t, 36 will be displayed. 8 will become 9. 36 plus 9 will happen, which is 45. Right? So then t larger than, still it is t, 45 will be displayed. Since t is larger than 50, so 45 will be displayed. That is over here. And again, x will be increased, 9 will become 10. X is increased by 1. So t will be added to the x, 45 plus 10, it is 55. And now this condition is going to be an incorrect one. Right? Because now t is not larger than 5. I'm sorry, now t is larger than 5. So it is going on the yes path. So it ends. So our display is this. Right? So the first 3 displays are going to be these 3. The last 3 displays are going to be these 3. So 1, 3, 6 and 28, 36 and 45. Right? Yeah. So it is a little bit covered with this publication word. 1, 3 and 6 is there. 28, 36, 45 is there. So for this kind of a algorithm, it is a must to do the hand tracing part, people. Without doing that, we won't be able to figure out what the pattern is easily, right? Yes, yes, Saran. If you are figuring that out, no problem, right? But be careful, because sometimes it is deceiving about the ending position, right? So it's better you see, even though the t is increased like this, what are the things that should display, right? So it's better you concentrate, right? Don't quote on the things or the quote on the trap that they have set for you, right? Okay, so figuring out this particular part, this has only 3 parts. Regarding the weight, I will see. Write a pseudocode that corresponds to the logic indicated by the flowchart. Yeah. How we are going to write the pseudocode? It is easy. So we can write begin or start. It doesn't matter. X equals 1. T equals 1. Right? And then we are going to go into the iteration. Right? So in iteration, the condition comes first. For this, you can use either the while or the repeat until. But if you are using the while, you should use the complete opposite of the condition. Why we are using the complete opposite of the condition? Because this iterates on the no path. No path ke iterate when kenek aawot pseudocode වලට ගන්නකොට condition එක එයාගේ complete opposite එක අරගන්න ඕනේ. It is because the pseudocode allows you to iterate with the while structure when the condition is true. Here in the flow chart, it indicates iteration happens when the condition is false. Right? So when you are taking it to this particular point, you have to say while t less than or equal 50. And then should be there. Yes, yes, Saran, that is correct. Then you are going to say display t x equals x plus 1, t equals t plus x. Right? Then end while then you can say end. Right? And if you are writing this using repeat until, begin happens, x equal 1 happens, t equal 1 happens. Here you have to have the word repeat, and then you have to say display t, x equals x plus 1, t equals t plus x, until t larger than 50. So in repeat until, it allows to iterate until the condition gets true. So that means when the condition is false, it allows the iteration. Right? So then you can say it's end. Right? Any type of this will be given the marks. And the final one, it is saying state how you to modify the given flow chart to display the number of sequence as 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, and 49. Right? So I'll cleaning out the things on the flow chart. Otherwise, you won't be able to see it. Right, so now they want to show 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49. Yeah. So how we are going to do that? They haven't said that the number of steps can be changed or not. Right, so we got the liberty to do so. So we are going to display the T always. Right, so if you want to show 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, the place that you are going to change is over here. Right, because 1 means 1 into 1. Right, one means 1 into 1, 4 means 2 into 2, 9 means 3 into 3, 16 means 4 into 4. Right, so this is the place that you have to change. How it's going to be changed? T equals x into x. Right, so first of all, x is going to be 1, so it will display 1. Then x will increase into 2, so t is 2 into 2, that means 4. So now t is 4, so it is larger, not larger than 50, so it iterates and shows the display. Right, Binadi, the x square, yeah. Yeah. I think that is possible as well. Yes, x square, no problem, no problem. Himidi x equal x plus 1 to x equal x plus 2. Will it do the change? Let me think about it. Hold on. X plus 2. So 1 will happen 3. 1 plus 3 is going to be 4. Okay. 10. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 7. Oh, yes, that is possible. That is possible. Yes, Himidiri. Yes, yes, that is possible as well. Right? So two approaches can be there. Right? So either this approach, or you can go x equals x plus 2 as well. In the marking scheme, what was the answer that they were searching for? Ah, yeah. Replace x equal x plus 1, x equal x plus 2, or make t equals x into x. Right? And Binadi, it's better you use this t equal x into x. Just for the moment, just take that. X to the power of 2, but remember it's better you go x into x. Right? So how we are going to have the marks? We are going to give the marks like this. For writing the first 3 and the last 3 values, I'm going to give you 4 marks. So the first question, 4 marks. If you if you do not have all 6, if any one component is missing, reduce 1 mark, right? And for writing the pseudocode, I'm going to give you another 4. And figuring this out, I'm going to give you 2. Let's make it like this. Hold on. This is 3 and this is 3. Right? Okay, is that clear, everyone? Right. If you got any questions, you can ask always, right? All right. Okay, so the 5th one. Yeah. The given diagram shows an unorganized working environment of a computer user. Refer the diagram to answer the given questions. List 3 factors that may badly affect the health of the user. Yeah, as you can see here, he's sitting on a stool. He does not have a backrest, right? And he is handling the mouse in an improper way, right? He keeps all the things like the place is not very tidy, right? It's untidy, right? So he can have back pains, he can have neck pains, right? He can have he's too close to the computer monitor, so he can have computer vision syndrome, since he is not having the not taking the mouse in a proper way. He can have carpal tunnel syndrome, right? And since he is in the bad posture, he can have musculoskeletal problems, right? So those kind of health issues can be there. So if I refer it from the yeah, he slouch on the chair, not good for the spine. Head face are too close to the monitor. Environmental pollution due to the ducts, toxic odors, right? So or you can just mention with the direct health issue as well, right? And if you got any alternative answers, just let me know, right? Stress and all these things cannot be said over here, people, because we can't see any direct clue to say that he is having a stress, right? So we can't take repetitive stress injuries kind of things as a reason. But clearly the computer vision syndrome can be there. It hurt the eyes, and headaches can be there, right? Sprain problems, musculoskeletal problems, right? Those can be taken as the correct answers. So in the question, how much they were asking? 3, yes. So 3 factors, 3 factors. Third one says the indicate separately the ways by which the health and safety risk we have identified could be eliminated. Yeah. So for 3 factors, you can have 3 marks if you have done with that. And the second one is asking list 3 factors that may lead to safety risk of the user. So the safety risks, he has plugged all the devices into a one power cord. So there can be like power imbalance and all these things can be there, right? And he has not using, we can't see that he is using a UPS kind of a thing. So not because it does not have a UPS for a particular breakdown, the data will be lost, right? And yeah, what else in the let's go by the marking scheme, right? The user is in danger of falling off the small stool which is on wheels. Yeah, that can be taken as a risk as well, right? Trampoline electric wires, as we talk, possible to catch in fire due to overloading of multi-plug extension. Yes. Board and short circuit caused by damaging the insulation wires, right? So those can be considered as the safety issues. Right, again 3 marks if you have written anything related, right? And finally it is asking what are the solutions, right? So eliminating health issues, like since you are like indicating 3 + 3 6 points, you have to give the solution for all 6 points, right? Because it says indicate separately the way by which the health and safety risk you have identified could be eliminated. So here 3 marks, this is 3 marks. Here you are going to have 4 marks, right? Let's see. Yeah. Yes, Sarah. Okay. So how to eliminate the health issues? Sit up with the back straight and shoulders back. Keep distance from the monitor and the user screen. Use a screen filter or a radiation filter. Repair damaged window and let fresh air comes in. Keep the place clean. Yeah. So those could be taken as the major issues, health issues, right? And to recover from the safety issues, again, it's better you use a proper chair, otherwise you will fall off. And get rid of the tampering electric wires and rewire the premises with the help of good electrician. Yes, so it's better we have a separate plug points for the separate devices, right? At least it's better we could reduce the number of interference, like interfering of number of devices through the wires, right? Distribute the power cord within the safety limits, right? Distribute the power load within safety limits, right? So those can be taken as the things that you can do, right, to eliminate which you have mentioned. So for that, if all 6 are illustrated, you will be taking 4 marks. And if anything goes wrong, reduce 1 mark from that. Okay, so it brings us to the very last question. Again, like you have to tell the things in briefly, right? The inclusion of information and communication technology as a subject in the advanced level curriculum, right? So when you are talking about those kind of facts, right, talk about the when you are describing it, talk about these kind of facts, right? So it's open the doors to higher education in ICT and other sectors as well, and establish a national-wide standard in ICT. So like most of them can have the ability of learning ICT in the A levels. So, and using these JIT and all these things, they can achieve the way they wanted, right? And what else? Establish an equal opportunities among all Sri Lankan students to learn ICT. Yes. So like it is about physically meeting and doing a class, or like doing the discussion. So since it is cannot be physically interacted, so they have to have a particular plan to interact the teacher and the student in somehow, right? So that is where these online situations are arised, right? So yeah, those kind of things can be taken for the ICT usage of the advanced level, or like ICT learning ICT in the advanced level, right? And the second one, it says challenges faced by the student while learning ICT in school, right? So yeah, so regarding that, you can write these points. Shortage of teachers with ICT knowledge who can enrich the student learning experience with modern technology. Many schools do not have internet facilities, and many schools do not have a proper computer lab facilities as well, right? So as the third point says, the devices are insufficient. Right now, it is the major problem in the online education as well, right? So people who got the devices, they have, but the people who do not have, they have to purchase it fully, which is not, sometimes it is not possible, right? And the final topic, it says exploiting the ICT developed tourism in Sri Lanka, right? So how we are going to exploit it? Using the web as a medium of marketing and information delivery, right? So we can promote the tourism, right, through the social media, through the websites, right? So Sri Lanka is this beautiful country. So these kinds of adventures, activities are there, right? So it will the rest of the world will get to know, right? Improving communication facilities, yeah. So like it depends on in many different cases, like starting from booking a ticket to the reservation of the particular hotels and all these things. Now all things are like related to the internet, so it's better they have improved communication facilities, right? And online reservation payment methods, yeah. So any tourist can do the payments in many different ways, right? So those are the factors that you should talk when you are discussing that kind of a topic. And the last one, it says the advantage of computerizing the process of issuing vehicle license. Right, so it is quicker, it is secure, and it is reliable than the manual methods. Right, the fraudulent license can easily be detected. Right, someone can walk with a not invalid, actually illegal document, right, by mentioning this is a legal one. Easily be authenticated. All right, so since it is happening regarding a system, so it is very systematic of doing things, right? So you can go for those kind of explanations. So you are required to write only 3 topics, right? So you will get 4 marks for each topic. So if you have written anything regarding this, it's better you send me the answer, so I will go through and tell how much you are going to score, right? So that concludes the 2009 paper. So calculate how much you got, right? So the first question is a must, and 4 additional questions should be there, right? So first question is having marks from 20. Other 4 questions will be having marks from 10 per each. So altogether it's 40. So for the second paper, first question 20 and 10 into 4, 40 other questions, 40 from other questions. So altogether 60 marks will be there for the second part. And with the MCQs, you can calculate the final mark. So please calculate and let me know how the things are going on. Right, so meanwhile, I'll get ready to the part that we need to talk today. And if you got anything not clear with the paper, people, please ask, right? So I can explain that to you. Yes, people. How about the total mark? Yes, everyone. Okay, Saran, that's a very good mark. Oh, all right. Still, it's better. Himidiri, very good. Keep it up. Vihansa, Vihasna. That is good. That is very good. Yes. How about others? Mesanda? Okay, that's a good mark. Right. Try to pass the limit 85 with us, so you will be in a secure way. Minul, well done. Right. Keep it up. Yes. Yes. Others. So I got only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 of you. Others. All right. So others, please let me know. Right. I hope every one of you are doing the things and in the way we discuss. Yes, Visandi, that's a good mark to her. Try to pass the 85 limit, right? So it's good, doing good, right? Tamadi, yeah. So it's a good mark. And again, try to pass the 85. So you will be in a very secure manner, right? Pinadi, okay, learn the mistakes, not to worry, right? Only 10 marks to go ahead, right? So 75 is a good one. But what I'm always saying is like try to have the 85. So you are in the secure or like you are in the green zone, right? Not to worry, not to worry. Like it's good that we see our mistakes, right? So we can have a better, we can improve from the next paper, right? Okay. So people, Seran, it's regarding the questions that we are going to face, Seran. If we got the time, we are going to go for the second part as well. So do the 2010 paper entirely, right? Like today onwards, like in these days, since we are done with the syllabus paper, it's better you try a one paper per week, right? So once we are done with the past papers, we got lots of model papers to try, right? So term test papers are there. So it's the practice that we have to have, right? So we can go for that, right? Don't worry, right? Okay, so here we are going to talk about the latter part of the last lesson. So the e-waste and the harmful elements and effects on the environment, right? So the first thing what you have to understand is what is the e-waste, right? So e-waste, it stands for the electronic waste, right? So it is because that the people are giving up the electronic things due to the due to some damages. Sometimes they are outdated. Sometimes they are not properly working, right? So anyway, they dump all those things. So when they are dumping those things, electronic is not something like paper, right? Paper is a digestible thing, right? It's like it can be it is going to be uh, digest into the environment, right? Right? But this particular things, the electronic waste, is mostly consist of plastics and mercury and lead kind of things, the chemical components, so which are not good for the environment in one way, and as well as not good for the health of uh, the humans and the living beings, right? So because of that, electronic waste should be handled carefully, right? So here they have shown how the e-waste can be generated, right, using mouse, keyboard, and other electronic devices, personal electronic devices, televisions, CFL bulbs, mobile phones, audio video equipment, right, starting from your headset and all these things, right, scanners and copiers, right? So even with myself, I'm having the several different e-waste with me. Still, I'm not disposed those things. I am reusing the e-waste of mine to give the knowledge to the students, to show how the things are working inside some particular devices. But still, there are centers which collect these e-waste and recycle it properly, right? So this is the effect when the e-waste are not maintained properly, right? So those can be added to the water reserves, or like the water resources, even for the soil, not good for the soil. And the bad thing happens when it mixes up with the water, because water flows everywhere, right? So it effects on the people who are using that, right, and the animals. So everyone will get affected, right? And it will give you different kinds of disease, right, like the cancers, skin irritations, right? Many different illnesses can be happen using the e-waste, right? So now these are the effects of the mercury, because mercury is considered to be the most common component in the e-waste, right? So it's damage to brain cells, disruption of the nervous system, allergies on the skin, right? So if it inhaled, right, it will harm the kidney, the livers, the nervous system, right? Damage to a DNAs, right? So several different things can happen. And other than the mercury, these kind of harmful elements are there: arsenic, barium, beryllium, cadmium, chromium, dioxins, lead, the mercury is there, selenium. So lots of side effects will be there when these things are being added to the human body and to the environment, as well as to the animals ones, right? So how to do the proper disposal of the e-waste? So there are, we call this the 3R system, right? Reduce, reuse, and recycle, right? So you can reduce unnecessary purchasings, right? Then some like when our devices are being outdated, we are not trying to use it with the updation. We tend to go to a new one by dumping the older one, right? And if you are really want to go for a new one, transfer your old one to someone else to use. So the requirement of that person will be reduced, right? So reducing and reusing like goes together, right? If you got a, if you need a new mobile device, so you better sell your new mobile device or hand over to someone else who don't have that haven't a mobile device for free, right? So that person will not purchase a new one. That means it will reduce the 1 unit from the production, right? So as the result of it, it won't, it will reduce one particular e-waste from the lot, right? So you can reduce the usage, and again, you can reuse, right? And then recycling. So recycling is there to reuse the damaged electronic goods. So if a monitor is being damaged, if it cannot be repaired, so there is no point of keeping it, as well as we can't get any use of it. So it's the much better thing is we will, it's better you hand it over to a organization or to a shop which maintains the e-waste. So they will categorize those and they will manage the e-waste accordingly, right? All right, so then after we are going to talk about the social issues related with the ICT, right? Yeah, before we come to the social issues, it's better we write down the simpler things from this. So please add these things up to your note. So have the heading, e-waste, harmful element, and the effects on environment. Yeah, it's better you write down the definition of the e-waste. And it's better you draw this diagram, right, to show what are the e-waste. Right, so please have the heading and the description, and you may keep some space to draw the diagram. So let me know when you are done, people, and be quick. All right, one is done. How about others? Right, anyone who is still writing? Okay, so moving forward, And from here, yes. Yeah, it's better you say this sentence. No, not that one. This one, this one. Once the useful life is over and discard to the open environment without the correct procedure of disposal. Yeah. So have that. And after that, you can go with these points: health hazard effects of mercury. Right? First, have this one single line. Right. So once you are done with this, you can copy this. Yeah, people, it's better you copy the entire thing because it talks about the health hazard and effects of the mercury, as well as some other infectors and some other harmful elements. Let me know when you are done, people. Okay, one is done. How about others? Okay. Right. So, yeah, you have to continue for these things as well, people. The proper disposal of e-waste, that should happen as well, right? So all these things contains important stuff. So please take down the proper disposal of e-waste as well. Right. So if you are done with that, let's talk about these things with the start of next session, people. Otherwise, we won't be able to talk about these things, right? So there are another 2 to 3 pages that we have to discuss. So we'll discuss that and going to the 2010 paper, right? So I'll end the session from here for today. So you can write these things and leave the session. So by next week, I will finish up this lesson, then go into the MCQ paper of 2010. So everyone, please complete the MCQ paper. So that we can go as quickly as we can, right? Okay, so have a very nice weekend, people. So I'll see you on next week, the very same time. All right. Thank you very much, everyone.